Unicorn Visions Tarot.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. I basically just woke up and I'm having my coffee, which is mushroom coffee. So cheers. I do the everyday dose or whatever, and then I put like a little bit of creamer in it and then a little bit of cinnamon, and it's just delicious, and it doesn't give me that jittery thing. This is not sponsored. I don't know. I just like everyday dose, whatever. Okay. I was moved by the Spirit to teach you guys something, and it's about breathing, because I know when I talk to a lot of people who are like neurodivergent, their particular brand of neurodivergence is ADHD. And when I say, do you meditate? They're like, no, I cannot like sit still that long. I get bored. If this resonates with you, then stick around, because I'm going to teach you something that will help you get into that liminal space where then you can basically enter your Merkaba and explore the astral realms, okay? The higher astral realms, okay? But really higher, lower, it's just more expanded, okay? And what I came up with for myself as a yogi who loves to meditate all the time, and I also too have ADHD, I'm ADHD and I'm autistic, okay? And when I first started meditating, it was very annoying. I was like, who would want to just sit here and listen to their breath? I mean, that is so obnoxious. But my mind would wander, my mind would wander. Of course, I would always do it, bring it back. You know, that's the point of meditation. You always bring your mind back to the breath, and you don't blame yourself for letting your mind wander. However, I came up with something called balanced breathing. And this has been a thing that has helped me meditate, because it forces your mind to be focused, because it inverses words in your head. So essentially, every time you breathe in like this, you're thinking of the word out, and every time you breathe out, you're thinking of the word in. That simple reversal literally tunes you into the here and now moment so quickly with your mind, because it's like forced to like do something that is opposing an operational thing that we've been told all the time. And interestingly enough, why do we say that breathing in, like okay, when we go in, we go, and when we go out, so we are thinking that we are like we're paying attention to what the air does, right? But what if we switch our mind and pay attention to what the body does? When you breathe in, your lungs are actually expanding outward, and so is your body, your stomach, everything expands out. And then when you breathe out like this, everything is contracting inward. And I noticed that when I started doing this kind of breathing, I could expand very far out and also contract very far in, and even go deeper in the inside, and more expansive when I'm breathing in like that. Also yesterday when I was meditating, I realized that we are a totem pole. So you are building your own totem. And if you think of each one of your 7 rays as like a different face that you carry, that makes sense, because each of the individual frequencies represents a different aspect of yourself. And so you're kind of carrying multiple heads or faces, but then you have one entire Godhead or one entire face, which is like your whole coagulated being, okay? But when I was breathing, I realized yesterday when I was meditating, something also that came up that was Spirit told me, and so I want to share it with you, is that if you picture you have like 3 noses, one at your root, one in your central heart, and one in your crown. As you breathe, it's like you're thinking that you're breathing in unison for the 3, and this automatically in your mind forces them to sort of align, okay? And it was really amazing, this download, and so I wanted to share it with you, and so you guys should try. If you don't meditate, I'm telling you, you should, because meditation and going within and just being in your own energy is like one of the greatest gifts ever given. Okay, because when you reconnect back to your energy, you realize that you are part of everything, and it becomes like an infinite bliss field that can give you energy from the external, whatever it is. It's basically you can reconnect back to source, and it fills you, with this like pure peace that just seems to make all of the terrible things melt away. And this is not escapism, because when you get into that heart, you realize that everything else was sort of an illusion and is here to learn and grow from. And so you can kind of like let it go and go into that internal healing space. And also when you're there, that is the place where like the best alchemy happens, okay? Where you sort of take things that happen in your life, they'll come up, and you're able now to see them from a very calm perspective, and kind of you'll get a view of everyone involved in a situation, and you'll gain higher angles and perspectives, and you'll be able to integrate these painful things into you better so that you can like move on. Okay. Yeah. I want to get into some cards with you guys, because I want to know, like, why did you happen to reach this video? What is the message for you today? And so, Spirit, we love you so much. We're thankful that you're here. Okay. We're thankful that you're here, and please bring us a message that is for the highest, best good moving forward. The harmonic 7. So the reason why I paused a little bit is because Spirit is telling me, for some reason, they want me to bring up a thing that happened yesterday near my house. A stabbing. A stabbing happened. But what it was, after some further investigation, is a family dispute. And it was one, like the youngest brother basically did that to his oldest sister. And by the way, this sister is 28 now. And so I don't know, maybe the brother's like 23 or 24, something like that. And he fatally, you know, and so she passed away. So here's the thing. This is like a huge reminder, and this is what they were fighting over. Apparently they were fighting over her dog that wouldn't stop barking. Okay, now let's be honest. That isn't the reason why somebody does that. This has probably been built up trauma over years and years and years. Who knows what their relationship is? Who knows how the sister treated the brother? Who knows what the dynamics are, right? So don't ever judge a thing when you see it and be like, oh, he's bad. I think Spirit wants to bring this up because it's giving that like some of you maybe still have some like childhood triggers or traumas that you're working through, and Spirit wants you to avoid that type of a thing. And so the best thing to do is heal now and let go of certain things after you integrate them, because when we do super heinous things, it's because we're like completely stuck believing that this world is everything, okay? Not that it's not. I mean, we're here right now. It is everything in the here and now moment, but also it's ever changing. But the only thing that sort of stays the same is like your internal self, but then it always like builds upon itself. So the external reality is nothing to like attach to, okay? They want you to remember that this is I don't want to say a simulation, but in a way it is. It is a consciousness developer. So with that being said, Spirit, what do the beautiful people tuning in right now, my beautiful unicorns, what do they need to hear? What message do you want to bring forth? What energies do you want to talk about here? What are the people dealing with? Okay, Spirit. All right. Ooh, that popped out. Oh my goodness, 5 of Cups. Right away, out the gate. So what I'm getting from this is that this is basically explaining everything I just did, but also you're getting really good at seeing the loss and the grief, like you might be going through something right now where you're grieving something, okay? It's giving there's some sort of a loss that has happened, a significant loss. And this is energy. Spirit wants you to know that everything that is like lost wasn't for you, okay? So it feels bad in the moment of losing and having something sort of like happen that might be feeling very like, give me more on that. Why the Five of Cups, Spirit? Blank card. You know what they're saying? They're saying that this loss feels like a loss, or did feel like a loss in the moment, but in the past, but actually this was Spirit giving you a whole like fresh, new, clean start. And so they had to kind of take away things from your life or relationships, up to 5 relationships, 5 people. Not that this is like someone passed away or whatever, but it's giving that like endings, okay? And every ending is a new beginning, and you're like rocking now with this like blank slate, okay? And they want you to focus on the healing instead of the grieving. And it's like giving that you really are, okay? And also the whole meditation thing that I'm saying, it is a way to really give you a blank slate where you feel rejuvenated and refreshed. Like I can feel so sad and like I'm like, and I could start to maybe hear these like old patterns come in where I'm gonna like do the downward spiral into depression. And if I meditate, I all of a sudden feel elevated and like a fresh start. I feel happy. Like I could feel so sad, go meditate, and then afterwards I'm like, and I have like all this energy to do fun stuff, you know? So meditation is really like, it's like resetting your whole nervous system. It's resetting your circuitry so that you can actually be in the moment of reality, because the only clarity comes from pure harmonic, resonant, like purity, okay? So when you're in the distortion of all of this like chaos and like the unbalanced egos and all of that, it can get pretty heavy. But Spirit is like, I feel like this whole message is about how important meditation is, okay? And that's always going to be my prescription. Meditation is always my prescription, okay? Because we live in an energetic world. So meditating is the key to you understanding your own energetic frequency, your own energetic bandwidth, and then how to like work with it, okay? Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Wow, interesting. Look how he's in a spaceship, first of all. So Knight of Pentacles is, this is like elevated living, okay? This is elevated understanding of what this world is. This is like you moving forward in the world, knowing that your pentacles fully are related to your heart frequency. Notice how this person is fully green. And if you look at this, it's like a full, it looks like a big eye right there, okay? This is like full connection to source. Like you are fully connected to source. You are in your Merkaba, and now you are moving it forward through the ethers, I'm hearing. And you're not really even choosing the either or realm. You're like balanced between the two and moving forward in a very steady, like balanced place, okay? And meditation takes you from this energy, right, to this energy. That's how amazing it is, okay? And the more you do it and the more you are in this energy, the better your life is gonna get, I'm hearing, okay? The better the future looks, all right? 5 of Wands coming out. This is like competition vibes, okay? Also, I'm noticing the 5 of Wands with the 5 of Cups. 5-5, okay? So Okay, so all the competition that's been in your life, they want to reframe it for you. They want to let you know that you've never been competing against anyone external to yourself. You've always been competing against your actual self. And so there is no competition. There's only learning and growth. So they want to reframe. This is like a whole new mindset coming in. Okay. It's going from a lack mindset where we're focused on the negatives to a builder mindset where we realize that all like what we thought was competition or loss is really just fuel for us to move forward. Okay. Yeah, and the way to alchemize that energy into power is literally through connecting to the blank space inside. Okay, it like gives you a blank check. I'm hearing maybe somebody's gonna write you a blank check and be like, here, I need you to go buy yourself a car. I'm manifesting this for myself. I want someone to come up, give me a blank check and say, here, I need you to go buy yourself a car. Price doesn't matter. Let's just do this because I know you need this. I love you. And this is a gift with no freaking strings attached. Okay. That would be fucking cool. But also the fact that this is like a vehicle, it's giving maybe you are manifesting like new wheels, but in many fractals of that. So maybe a physical car, but also this is like a new mindset that is like turning the wheels of your reality forward. Like you're moving forward now with a higher mindset. Okay. And higher, higher versus lower. It's not really about that as much as it's just like you're balanced now and you have way more understanding and you've integrated so many things and you are highly intuitive, I'm hearing. And also it's like giving oracle vibes. Another thing I noticed is there's 1, 2, 3. And when we were talking earlier about the like the head, the center, and then the root, right? So like heart, crown, root, okay? These things are alchemized and working in unison now to move you forward in your pentacle life. And this is like about money, but also just about your actual reality that you experience, right? It comes from you. And you've done a lot of competing and alchemizing and going through a lot of like dark times to get to a place where you are the master of your own vehicle, I'm hearing, okay? This is like a full-on graduation type energy. Maybe you are graduating from something. Congratulations if that's true. Wheel of Fortune right underneath the meditation card. What? The blank slate card. That's amazing. Because now you know that your energy is what guides this wheel. So you are on top of it, babe. It's like in the past you used to spiral down into like your south node for a long time and linger in the mire. And Archangel Michael is with you, okay? And he taught you a lot about coming out of the Michael Myers zone where everyone wears a mask and no one is true to themselves and whatever, and it's all distortion and it's all like a big fucking chaos field of dirt. Like earlier, the other day I had a little download that we're in the dead realm, DED, which is dog eat dog, which is literally like the Monster Mash realm, okay? Where unbalanced monsters are fighting against unbalanced monsters. Just like look around. But then if that's a certain place, then there has to be an opposite of that where everyone is working in like unison, where they love each other and work for the wanting to help and serve the other. And this is not like serve another to like take away from yourself. This is like service to other is service to self, and service to self is service to other. Okay. So you got the Wheel of Fortune, and they're saying like your connection to source, whatever you do meditation is key. They're saying this gives you the steering wheel. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own spaceship moving forward. And then the Page of Swords underneath the Knight of Pentacles is giving that this is your new mindset, your new truth that you are now moving forward. And also I'm hearing like you're an angel and you can fly now. You are on 1944 on the timer when I looked. Interesting enough, 1944 was the year my father was born, my earth father, like this father, the father on this life. Rebecca's father was born in the year 1944. But also 44, it's like giving master builder energy. 444 is also giving like spiritual protection. So you have become your own guide. Okay, like these are your two energies, like moving forward. Look at this. You're like in your spaceship moving forward and you're fully balanced in the 3. And this is like your heart creating pentacles. And this is you flying forward with your brand new mindset that is like taking you to the highest highs that you've had. Okay. So prepare for an incoming of amazing effing things. All right. And this is the judgment for your work. Also, your energy is like very balancing and calming for others. I'm just like seeing monarch butterflies in my mind. So you might have had a butterfly recently come around you. But yeah, this energy right here, oh, you're like very, very comforting to people. Okay, like you feel like a home vibe to people. People feel like they're at home in your presence. Okay, you have this way of having people like lay down all of their preconceived notions and judgments and just be in a space with you where they're open, and you have the ability to sort of like rebirth other people just with your presence. Okay. Oh, that's freaking amazing. Okay. You're like a walking can of butane lighter fluid that refills the old lighters so that they can then ignite their own flame. Okay. You don't tell people that like it's you. You lead them back to their own flame source so that they can have their own power within. Okay. And it's giving that like your mindset needs to be seen by the world. Like and it is. We're all connected. So every new level of understanding, like every new depth of understanding you get to, because you're understanding, and every new expansion of awareness you get to, which are conversely related to each other, the larger your torus field or your magnitude grows. And then what this does is it increases your power, which combined with your heart becomes like a 10-fold experience. And it's giving that you are creating, your energy is overthrowing the old system. Okay, that's literally the name of this video. Your energy overthrows the old system, because the old system teaches like lack and competition. This is like the old program: lack, competition, everything's hard earned, always be sad, always be looking down. Bleh. And you, with your activation and meditation and your spiritual growth, has unlocked a new level for like all of humanity, I'm hearing. Okay, so bravo. 23, 27 on the timer. 23 is vanadium, which to me represent, because it's named after Vanadis, which is giving me like Freya, so like earth goddess. And then 27 is cobalt, and cobalt, we know what that's for. That's like for like doing cell phones and batteries, lithium batteries and things. And we've also seen like the cobalt mines and how that happens. Yeah, there's actual like slavery happening on this planet right now, which is very sad. But the cobalt is blue, and so it's giving that you have like trained your internal like gargoyle, is what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm just, you've become like, you've transmuted from like demented gargoyle to like earth angel that is like moving forward with a brand new, I just heard a brand new prowess. what is a prowess? Prowess. It's like your way of being, right? Like your prowess. Let's look this up real quick. Yeah, your exceptional skill, your expertise, a superior ability in a particular field or activity. Okay, so whatever you're doing is like you have an expertise in. So keep moving forward in it. Yeah, keep moving forward in it. And, oh, okay. So your balance, okay, so I'm getting the Two of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is not a card of juggling. This is a card of balance. Do you see how it looks balanced? And you have the 8 here, okay? And you have these balanced, and it looks very symmetrical. Your symmetry and your seemingly like your ability to balance and be like in this like energy of like just like trust, love, like the highest frequency while moving through a chaos field, breaks down other people's defenses. So like you are like trusted. Your energy the energy that you carry is very trusted. Okay. And it should be, because you're very trustworthy, I'm hearing. So people don't feel that they have to be defensive around you. People feel like almost like they've known you for like a long time, okay? And whatever you're working on, this is the 6 of Wands. Whatever you're working on is about to be like victorious, okay? Your name might be Victor, your name might be Victoria. I just heard Evelyn. Something about Live Nation. Like maybe you have just purchased tickets online. Is that still a thing? Live Nation. Anyway, it's like your energy is the premium, okay? And so it's highly protected, and also, and listen to that, pro-tech-ted. Like you are a pro-tech teddy bear, okay? I'm hearing you're like a big bear too. You know, like your energy comes with like a comforting teddy bear vibe. A lot of people want to hang out with you, I'm hearing. So that's freaking cool. And yeah. Okay, so Spirit is bringing out this as the challenge energy, which is the 8 of Swords. So they're saying don't get, this is like giving imposter syndrome. Like you are not an imposter, okay? I'm gonna say that. You are not an imposter. I should really just make that the title of it. There's so many titles of the video, and then when it comes to like naming them, I don't remember. I'm like, what should I call this? I don't know. But you are not an imposter, darling. You're the real deal, okay? So, and there is a little bit of like energy, like evil eye, like things coming towards you, which by the way, don't even touch you. It's giving that you're like a diamond who, when people send negative energy to you, it just gets fractalized and shown in a different way. Like you are walking through the reality like a silver linings playbook, okay? You can turn any trash into treasure, I heard. You can turn any deep, dark fucking thing into a beautiful lesson that helps your growth of like who you are. Okay, no matter what gets thrown at you, you're alchemizing that shit into like actual like intelligence. I'm hearing expanded intelligence, okay? So yeah, don't get caught up thinking that you're an imposter, because you ain't. You ain't an imposter, honey. Also, you might have just had some pasta. If you did, that's amazing. Pasta fajoule. I don't know what that means, but maybe you had that. All right, so Ace of Cups coming out. Yeah, this is you being in love with yourself and offering a whole new energy to this reality, which brings me to my dream from last night. And I'm going to tell you about it because I believe it has something to do with the collective. Okay. So I was at first in the dream, I'm like in this building and there's a lot of like offices around, and I have like this thing of paperwork where it's like I'm going to like, I don't know, do investments or something like this. And all of a sudden who walks up but like Donald Trump. And he's like, I really like how you've been investing your currency lately. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, thanks. And then I got onto this elevator, which happened to be fully open. And nobody realized that it was an elevator, but I was like, no, just walk into the center and then, we'll go down or up. So this is also saying like, it's good to be in the center and then you can sort of like see things clearly. But I had like this like image in my mind that it was like an offshoot of like the dream where someone was wanting to like get like a hitman and like off this particular person that I had seen sitting just reading a newspaper, minding their own business. And I knew this person was like innocent and had like a good soul. I don't know how I knew that, I just knew it. And I saw that this person had like ordered a hit on this person, and I saw their little mechanism for doing it. Like they were like shining this mirror through a wall and then taking a photo of the person and sending it to the hitman so the hitman would know who it was, okay? And I was like seeing all of this, but not actually, you know how dreams work, okay? So then I'm in this place and I'm like going like this with my hair, and my hair was like coming out in like huge clumps, and I was like, it was like a wig pile of hair. And I was like, this can't be normal. And I went up to for some reason, there was a doctor there. And I went over to the doctor. I'm like, is it normal for my hair to be like falling out in like clumps? And they were like, oh yeah, that's normal. And I was like, no, I don't think you understand. So I like went, found the big hairball and brought it back. And the doctor was Larry David, weirdly enough. And he was like, oh yeah, they were like confused. They had no idea. And there was another doctor there, and I don't know who it was, but this other doctor was the one that like the hitman wanted to like pew pew. Okay. And so for some reason, I thought it had something to do with my kidneys. So maybe there's something with that you need to get checked out, or I do, I don't know. But I was like, so this is the hair. And like Larry David, who was the doctor, took it in his hands. He's like, yeah, that doesn't seem right. And he was like, oh, just here. And he gave me a big hug, and I was hugging him. And I just remember like feeling like, wow, an actual, like an adult man who is like in a father type position actually gives a shit about me. And it was like an immense healing vibe. Okay. And while I was hugging this person, the other doctor was laying his head like on my like hips, not in a perverted way, but was just like laying his head on my hips. And I was like, I noticed that the hitman was out the door, like trying to like pew pew the guy. And I kept like moving my hips like this so that he couldn't get a good shot. And then all of a sudden the hitman was just getting annoyed. So he came in and he was like calling a guy, and he's like, oh, I can't do this. And I went up and I was like, listen, you know what it is? You need a hug. And I went up to the hitman and I like hugged him, and I was like, I love you so much. Your heart inside is pure. You are a really good person. And the only reason you do this stuff is because of all the bad things that happened to you in your past. And if we just heal them, we could like make this place better. And I hugged him, and like, of course, he like fell in love with me and then like wanted to kiss me. And I was like, no. I always say no to anyone who wants to kiss me in my dreams. I don't know why. But I was like, no, but we can hug, and just hug me and feel that energy. And it was like we connected heart chakras, and it was like totally healing. So that's the dream. And yeah, that might mean something to you. I'm just sharing it. But yeah, it's like a lot of healing is happening, and it's giving that we are healing on like a massive connected scale. Okay. And I feel like people are starting to like put down their weapons and put down their swords and see what's actually really real and what's really actually important, which is the connection between all of us, okay? So you bring the frequency of pure connection and someone who feels safe with you. And so this is important and is protected by spirit and is your like currency creator, okay? So yeah. I also hear you like to read books, and you're a very good reader. You love it. And I hear your heart is like just a garden of growth for the creator that they're just like cultivating and spreading out to many, okay? So it's giving that they want you to get out into public too. Just being around other people really like shifts things, okay? And also you might be an activator where it feels a little bit painful, because spirit puts you with people who are really, 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 this is why this part of the dream came up, because me and my light against a pew pew hitman, okay? See the difference? And like, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take these two energies to sort of like collide. And it can feel kind of rough for the one that's in like the healer energy. Because, you know, I did have this thing happen to me a couple days ago where it was like an activation of someone who was really far outside of their heart. And I called them out on it in a very peaceful way, but it made them think, okay? So I'd be turning on the lights for people left and right. And that is your job. You're an illuminator. So let's just call you Al, because you're aluminum. You're aluminium. You are illuminating where people need to grow, and your energy like comes in like a silver dust, I'm hearing, and just transmutes slowly. It's like your energy is the seed. Your energy is the plant. Your energy is the awakening. So yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You are an investment, like God has invested in you, and now he's like calling on his investments to bloom, blossom, be paid up. Like, it's like your energy is like ready to be cashed in, if you will, okay? And this is gonna help you cash in. I'm hearing, okay? So interestingly enough, 37:23 on the timer. So yeah, you are the generative source. And like I've always say, like Jesus is the generative source. So G is us, right? And the G is the generative essence. So yeah, you're amazing. I love you. 37:44 on the timer. Please hit like if this resonated. And also I do personal readings. Hit me up if you want one of those. And I'm so thankful for all of the likes, all of the comments, all of the subscriptions, all of the bookings, all of the super chats, all the super thanks, everything that you guys do to share love and to energy exchange in a positive way. I feel grateful for every single second of every single day. And I am so, so excited to see how this channel is going to grow and shift, and how it's going to like bring a bunch of us together. Okay. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste. Always remember that all new adorations are born through the mother. The doors to the infinite come from the motherboard. To you. This has been Unity Consciousness Videos.